Here's what happened to me today. I've been spiraling about how I wanted to show up with you today, and I realized I want to show up in a way that is not me as the guru, it's me as the fellow traveler. So, just like we would be chatting about how we're managing in this life where things are messy and we're hitting struggles, like I would with my friends. I want to do that with you. I want to show you that what it's really like to be on this journey of choosing to live in a way that is consciously learning through the struggles, consciously choosing to grow and to continue to be authentic about who I am, and to teach you how to do the same. How to self coach yourself when you're in the struggle, when you're trying to figure out how to move forward in a way that is authentic to you and real and aligned with who you want to be. So I'm excited today because it is our first have coffee time together. And I think I'm going to call it Join Me for Coffee. And it's something that I want to do regularly. And I want to just show you what to do or what I do when I am in the midst of a struggle, how I process it, how I work through it, and how I then coach myself in hopes that you can get some ideas of how you can start coaching yourself when you find yourself here as well. So I really love the idea of being a fellow traveler. This is not something that I see myself as finished on this journey. I am forever on this journey of growth and learning about myself and showing up authentically. And along the journey, there's all kinds of struggles that we have. And I want to show that I'm in it with you and I know how to get myself through it. And so I want to teach you to do the same. So let's start at the beginning of today and the struggles that I was feeling. So I was thinking about, I'm really been struggling with how I want to show up on YouTube, how I want to be, and how I can serve the people who are watching me, like you. And what I really knew I needed to shift was that I don't want to show up as someone who knows the answer because I don't. I don't want to look like the guru. I don't want to look like I know everything and I've finished this journey because it's certainly not the case. And I don't believe we ever finish the journey. So there were all kinds of stories that I was telling myself as I was trying to work my way through it. And I thought to myself, what do I wish as I'm in it? What do I want to be telling myself? What do I want to be hearing that I would be telling my clients? And that's how I often start my own coaching. So I can hear all the negative thoughts, I can hear all my patterns, I can hear all the stories that I'm telling, and I let myself do that. I let myself go into it fully. And it also sometimes feels really uncomfortable because I don't want to stay there. But I know I need to be in this place of hearing what's really going on for myself in those moments. I need to hear what boulder I'm banging up against to in this moment. What is it that's in my way that's not feeling right? I found myself getting very frustrated, um, procrastinating, wanting to quit, stomping around, all the things that you do when you're telling yourself something that feels really awful. So then, as I was working through it, and it took me probably a couple hours, and what really helped was talking it out with somebody that could just let me say it. I just let it all out. I didn't have to feel embarrassed. I didn't have to question if they were going to judge me. I didn't have to, um, worry about saying it wrong. I just was able to let it all out. In those moments, I was feeling it and I was feeling the struggle. And then when I was able to pull myself out of it, so I allowed myself to work through it, and could access that part of me that has the wisdom. And so when you're moving along this journey and something begins to feel hard, or you find yourself beating yourself up or feeling discouraged, wanting to quit, um, feeling lost, not knowing where to go next, this is the perfect time to just let yourself go crazy with what's going on. Fully dive into it. Fully let yourself hear what you're saying. Be in the mess of figuring something out and to feel what it feels like when you're stuck. And so, from that place, when I'm there and I've let everything out, I can begin to gather what it is that's actually stopping me in my tracks. And those particular thoughts and stories is where I begin. So I can look at what I'm telling myself and I can really then begin to question, are these stories true? Are these thoughts that I'm telling myself, these big picture problems that aren't really true? And I can begin to question those thoughts and reframe them in a way that do feel more true to me with the knowledge I now have as someone who's been doing this for a long time. And that always moves me forward. It always lets me feel the emotions of the struggle. It always teaches me what I need to hear next and really find out, is there something that I need to be doing differently that's not working for me, that will work better? Is there something I need to learn? So I want to share with you the thoughts that were running through my head when I was in the midst of the struggle of trying to figure out how I want to go forward on YouTube. So there was three things that I found myself saying over and over and over. So the first one was, what's the point of all of this? So it was this very broad, general irritation that I was feeling. So it's, what's the point of all this? The second one that I heard myself saying over and over was, how do I find my way forward? So that feeling of being stuck and not knowing which direction to go next. You've tried it all, nothing's working, and it's just frustrating because you can't find your way. And the third thing that I kept thinking over and over was, have I been doing this wrong? Is this all a waste of time? What if everything I'm doing is wrong? Is this the universe telling me, change? And each of these three thoughts were really loud and they all felt horrible. Once I had got everything out, I could then start to question it. So some of the things then that I got out of it as I coached through it were for the first one, which was, what's the point of all this? I got to the place where I could really understand that my fear was, does any of this actually matter? And that was underneath this story that I was telling myself, that I really want this to matter because it matters to me. It matters to me that I am doing something important, that I want to do something that is purposeful, that I want to share with the world things that have changed my life. The second one was, how do I find my way? So this story that was coming on is one that has come up for me a long time, because the first thing I do when I get stuck is I reach outward externally to find the answer. So I try to find the guru or the person that, has the course, or the person who's done it ahead of me that I liked, and I try to follow them. And none of it was landing until I remind myself that I need to follow my own GPS. I need to follow what is right for me, not for other people. All the bits and things I've tried all have parts that are my way. That's what attracted to me, each of those things in the first place. But ultimately, I can't move forward until it really is me getting clear on the parts that work for me, the parts that don't, and then really creating my own version. And that's what we're creating here today, which I'm really excited about because it feels like it's me. It feels like I'm taking the wisdom from others, but pulling it back to myself and allowing myself to really be directed by that personal wisdom. That's just me. So I'm excited to share that with you. And then the third piece was, have I been doing this wrong? And the reality is, yes, I have been doing it wrong. And I'm finding out my right. And it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to um, try things on. It's okay to move forward without really knowing. And it's okay to then look at, okay, it's not quite right yet. Keep going. Keep going. It's not quite right. And you will know when it's feeling right because it sits differently and you feel your body relax and you feel yourself to begin to really feel aligned with who you are. So I was struggling between how do I communicate this when, I want to also show you that I do know how to move through the journey. I do know what I've done that has supported me and what's helped all my clients as well. So today is day one of me asking you to join me for coffee as I start to show you what it looks like to be in the mess of it. And then I want to switch to my coaching self and what I do if I'm coaching myself or if I'm coaching you and show you how to actually do that so you get a bit of an idea. All right. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.